Africa is not the story they told us, it's the story we forgot to tell ourselves. Masterminds presents Untold Africa, where we rediscover the brilliance buried beneath the sands of time.
Untold Africa.
Did you know that one man once dreamed of uniting the entire African continent under a single flag, one army, and one destiny, and nearly made it happen? His name was Kwame Nkrumah. And his story is not just about freedom, it's about vision, the kind that changes the course of history. Kwame Nkrumah was born in 1909 in a small village called Nkroful in what was then the Gold Coast, a land under British rule. He wasn't born into power or privilege. He was born into a continent that had been told it could never rule itself. But from the very beginning, Nkrumah saw things very differently. He was quiet, curious, and deeply ambitious. When most people were trying to survive, he was trying to understand why his people were not free and how that could change. He studied hard, eventually traveling to America. There he cleaned classrooms by night and studied political science by day. He read everything from Karl Marx to Marcus Garvey, but what truly shaped him were the black thinkers who believed Africa's future was in its own hands. In the US, Nkrumah met great minds, people like W.E.B. Du Bois and George Padmore, who were speaking of a new Africa. Not a divided Africa of colonies and tribes, but one powerful, united continent. That idea lit a fire in him. When he returned home, he wasn't the same man. He had a vision that terrified the colonizers and inspired millions. He told the people, "Seek ye first the political kingdom, and all else shall be added unto you." It wasn't just a slogan, it was a battle cry. And soon, the Gold Coast became the first sub-Saharan African country to win independence. On March 6, 1957, Ghana was born. That night, the streets of Accra were alive with music, tears, and joy. People danced barefoot in the dust, waving torches high as the Union Jack came down and the Ghanaian flag rose for the very first time. And when Nkrumah stepped up to speak, he didn't just talk about Ghana, he talked about Africa. He said, "Our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of Africa." It was the first time many had heard an African leader talk not just about his country, but about the continent. He saw Africa not as 50 small nations, but as one powerful force. As Ghana flourished, Nkrumah began to dream bigger. He built schools, factories, and roads. He founded the Volta Dam to bring electricity to his people. And he used his position to call for unity across the continent, a United States of Africa. But that dream scared the world's powers. A united Africa meant independence, not just politically, but economically. It meant no more easy access to gold, cocoa, oil, or diamonds. Soon, whispers grew louder, accusations, sabotage, and plots. In 1966, while on a peace mission to Vietnam, Nkrumah's government was overthrown in a coup backed by foreign interest. He never returned home again. Nkrumah lived the rest of his life in exile in Guinea, still writing, still dreaming. Even in silence, he refused to stop believing in Africa. He died in 1972, far from home. But the seeds he planted were already growing. Today, the African Union carries echoes of his dreams, Pan-African movements, continental trade, and the youth who proudly call themselves Africans before anything else. All of them trace back to a man who dared to imagine freedom before it was fashionable. Nkrumah wasn't perfect. He made mistakes like every visionary, but he gave us something far more valuable than gold or power. He gave us belief. He proved that one man with vision could shake an empire. that faith in ourselves is more revolutionary than any weapon, and that Africa's future will always belong to those bold enough to dream for all of us, not just themselves. So when they say one man can't change the world, remember Nkrumah, the man who dreamed of a free Africa and made the world listen. This is Untold Africa, and remember, you come from greatness.